Well, good morning, everyone. This is Jennifer Sanchez. How's everyone doing this beautiful, snowy, for those that live in the Midwest and the East Coast, you are caved in type of weather. so, um, Again, this is Jennifer Sanchez. You are watching the Wise Morning Coffee Chat Show, where we come on just women drinking coffee and chatting about trending topics or things that we are interested in and highlight the Wise community while we do all of this. So, thank you for jumping on the show. So we'll go with our co-host of the month, woohoo, Sarah Martinez.
Good morning, ladies, and happy Monday. My favorite day of the week. Honestly, I love waking up on Mondays and just getting my week started. And I always have so much energy after I go to the gym. So happy to be here co-hosting with Jen for the month of February. For those who don't know me, I've been part of the WISE community since I would say a year now. I'm a member of the coaching and leadership program from last summer. And now, as of this year, I'm a mentor as well. So happy to be here with everybody. And good morning, Yamilet.
Morning.
So Yessenia, go for it. Share with us who you are, what do you do, all that fun stuff.
Okay, my name is Yessenia Cruz. I am a certified health coach. So I do help people with their eating habits. And I've been a member of WISE for actually about a month now. I've been part of the group where everybody is welcome for, I would say, a couple of months. Decided to become a member at the end of December. So, and I have not regretted not one time. So I'm happy to be here.
Nice. Thank you for sharing. So we have Yamalet. She's on live with us. She said, "Good morning, ladies." And then Mary, she said, "Morning, ladies."
Morning, Mary.
So make sure that as you guys are watching, jump on, say good morning. And then, of course, right now, you know what time it is. We like to talk about coffee time. It's coffee time, coffee time. So you guys, ladies, go first. Share with us. This is the fun part of the show. What are you guys drinking this morning?
So what are you drinking, Yesenia?
I am not having coffee or tea, but I'm having my vegan shaken. This is going to be the case for the next 3 months. Okay, so no coffee, unfortunately, but I brought this.
Probably healthier than coffee, too.
Yeah.
I'm having
the way I drink coffee, yes.
I'm just having a regular cup of coffee with a little bit of half and half and skinny syrups. I found these awesome sugar-free syrups for my coffee because I used to love sweet coffee, but ever since I started my weight loss journey and after having gestational diabetes during my pregnancy, I'm really trying hard to really cut down on my sugar intake. So the skinny syrup that I found at Home Goods for $3, I'm sure you guys know about it, but it really gives you coffee flavor without that extra guilt. So that's what I like to drink every morning.
Nice. Okay. That's awesome. Yeah, we know. I see right here, Mary said, Yesenia, I thought you were going to say water.
No, after this.
You're in a very strict, I guess maybe share with the viewers why, we thought you were going to drink water. That would be good for everyone that's watching.
Yes. Well, the reason why is because I am training for my first bikini competition, and I'm on a very strict meal plan. And in addition to that, I have to consume 192 ounces, which is a gallon and a half of water. And yes, that is not a mistake after asking my trainer 3 times. So I barely get in the gallon, let alone a gallon and a half. So that's why Mary is being funny. Said, I thought you were going to say it was water. No, not yet. Once I'm done with my vegan shake, I got to have at least 32 ounces of my water bottle, which is right here. I have to have 6 of these guys. That's 192. Wow. This is a lot. So, yeah.
Wow. And you're petite. You're small, right? You think you're only like 130?
we'll talk about my results of of my weight this past week. I'm very disappointed, but yes,
And
I'm 133 right now.
And for
Yes,
those that are watching, it's not that I'm a stalker and I know people's weight. It's not. It's because we're in a weight loss community and we track
yes.
each other's weight. So I don't go in their personal lives and like, oh, I don't know all that. But we have a pretty transparent and candid community, and we're comfortable
Mhm.
sharing all that stuff with each other. So just in case anyone's curious, like, how the hell she know her weight?
Like why? Yeah.
That could be awkward. So Sarah, you
Yeah.
said that you got your sweeteners from Home Goods, right? I didn't
Yeah.
even know Home Goods sold sweeteners like that.
Oh yeah, Home Goods has a few aisles of they label like gourmet food. And they have like different types of pastas, olive oil, spices. They have a ton of stuff
Hmm.
for keto diet fanatics.
Hmm.
CMT oil, matcha teas, really anything super low carb, goji berries, supplements. So that's like my go-to place for that type of stuff, as well as other useless things that I really don't need in my house, like extra candles and vases. I'm obsessed with Home Goods. It's so bad.
Oh, well, if that's what you like, there's no shame in your game. So, um, I'm drinking actually, so because I know of the whole health component, and I was like, I'm gonna go healthy this morning, right? So I was like, let me do the matcha superfood mix, right? So I've always liked matcha, but gosh, this one is just not very. I don't like this taste, like, because it has extra stuff. It's not just matcha, it's matcha, maca, moringa, wheatgrass, barley grass. So it has this very like gritty, um,
Hmm.
earthy taste to it, not a pleasant taste. Like I rather eat kale raw versus this. That's just so I'm like, I'm gonna try my hardest to chug this down. Like now I know I'm putting this in my shakes. I'm not gonna be drinking this like straight no more.
Gotta improvise. Yeah.
But I know matcha has a lot of great benefits for your body, right? It's kind of like it's caffeine, but it's still greens. It gives you energy. It's just a healthier form of energy. It's like I think it's like Southeast Asian or maybe like something that the Chinese culture used a lot. Um,
Mm.
and the only reason why I know about it is because my mother-in-law, when I was sick and we lived together, she would give me matcha in my caldo. She would put matcha in my caldo, and it was
Interesting.
like a detox. I would sweat out. Like I felt even sweatier
Mhm.
drinking it. So just sharing that with you, lady. That's what
I
I'm
have
drinking
no
this morning.
I didn't know matcha went back, that far. I thought matcha was like this new superfood coming
Mm.
out.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
never heard of it
Yeah.
either.
I no, it's been around. Well, I know from what I read, it's been around for a long time, but I know like it's been trending more now with social media. Like now it's more popular. But yeah, I think even like Costco sells it in green tea bags, like little like with your green tea. So just putting that out there. We have Asia. She said, "Good morning, ladies. Checking in from Detroit with my
Morning, Asia.
birthday. Yay!"
Morning.
Um, and then, of course, Mary said, "Just kidding. I know you need nutrients."
In regards to me, yeah.
Ooh, Yami is having a strawberry protein shake.
I know.
So
She even put
delicious.
the strawberry little icon there too. Like,
Yes, she is. So that's yummy. She did put the little emoji. So of
yeah,
course,
emoji.
I love it when the ladies engage. So let's go into our first topic. Just have this conversation. The viewers, you guys also engage through the chat. We got to talk about Demi Moore's face. So go for it. Start it off, Sarah. Explain why we're going to talk about her face.
Well, I'm sure most of you ladies have seen that picture of her that's been circulating the internet, where she appeared at this fashion show completely unrecognizable. I wish there was a way to put that picture up, but I'm sure you guys could do a quick Google. She's 58.
Do you want me to show it with my phone?
Sure. But she's 58, and
There you go.
from what her history shows, I don't think she's ever gotten any big, cosmetic surgeries. She's always been a very beautiful woman. I mean, she was with Ashton Kutcher, who was
Yeah.
probably like 20 years younger than her. But some women just age so gracefully and still keep that youthful spirit, and they dress so good despite how old they are. And like this just popped up on my Instagram feed the other day. I'm like, who is this woman? She's just so different. And it
Yeah.
just goes to show, some women or just some people in general just have a very hard time with the aging process. And others just kind of succumb to it. I mean, you can't do anything to beat it, right? It's just the process of life. And there's, depending on, people who you hang around with or who influences you. Like my mother, for example, taught me how to really just embrace it. And it's kind of like an inevitable metamorphosis, right? Teaching us how to accept ourselves. And she's like, life just gets even sweeter as you get older. You just don't care what people think. So I don't know. I mean, just to look at this kind of scares me, it's Demi Moore's face, because I am one of those people who I don't want to age. I feel old. I'm 30 something, but I know that I won't be old. So I'm like, I will never age. But yeah, what do you guys think of her face? Did you see that?
Well, obviously I just seen it today. And I agree with you as far as I think you can't just fight against that. And I think at the end of the day, people don't think of the long term. Like right now, this is how you look, whether it's butt implants or, once your body does this thing as you get older, that's not going to look cute anymore. And I think people don't think about that. They're thinking about the now. This is how I have to look now, instead of trying to find the natural way of doing it, whether it's creams, taking care of your skin, washing your face, eating right, consistently, and stop relying on these quick fixes. And this is obviously the result of something like that. So that's all I have to say about that.
It's almost like tattoos, right?
Yep.
When people get a ton of tattoos, I mean, it's all fun and good when you're young, you're in high school, you turn 18. And I think tattoos are really cool, but I'm just too chicken to get one. But then I think once I'm on my deathbed and like they strip me down, they're gonna see toda arrugada, all wrinkly with all these tattoos, and like, do I really want
it? Yeah. Sarah, like, what is this? And trying to move your wrinkles so they can piece it together. See, what is this? Because once your skin gets wrinkled, it's like you have to spread out the skin so you can see what it is. So I agree with you. I have tattoos, but not like that. I have like a little one here and then down my middle of my back. That's it. So nothing extreme or visible.
Yeah. Oh, and I think even me, I got tattoos too, but I have them in places that like this pretty flat surface. It's not like fat's gonna grow over it, right? It's not like one of those.
It's inconspicuous places.
Yeah. So I think I'll be good. I love that you shared that, Yessenia, which is a good point. It's like everyone's thinking about the now. How can I do that quick fix now versus that long term? Like Demi Moore looked interesting. Like I almost felt like she went like this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes.
And her nose looks shorter and like just, I don't know, her nose is completely different. But after seeing the comments, Angelica says that it could have been makeup. Maybe it was just very bad application.
Maybe.
Look at her lips though. Look at her lips.
Yeah.
Her lips even droop down. It kind of.
Yeah, I mean, I see. Yeah, Angelica, she said that. We also seen. I haven't seen the photo of Demi. She's so beautiful. I hope she hasn't done anything drastic. I agree. Mary said, "Really, Sarah? I'm older, and it is how you feel in your heart." She said.
Earlier.
Let's go get one, Sarah. I'm scared too. Ha 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 ha.
I'll recommend you somebody if you do.
Yikes. Oh no, what did she do? There's so much pressure in Hollywood to look young and beautiful. I think that's the thing, right?
Yeah.
Like, I think your career is based off looking a certain way. Like, you're no longer, unless you're going to play the old lady roles, which a lot of actresses do, right? I actually lost the comment. Asia said, "There's so much pressure. I wish women would allow to age gracefully in Hollywood. Men are slow to have wrinkles and gray hair, but not us, and it's so unfair." It's true. Like, like you look at these actors, like the older ones, like George Clooney, and like these seasoned men, and like people still love them. Women still love them. People still like, oh, they're like the most attractive man of 2020, 2021. These are older dudes, right?
Yeah.
They're not worried about their wrinkle. Maybe they are. Maybe they are. I'll take that back. What about Patrick Swayze? Have you guys seen his work on his face lately?
No. Is it really bad? I gotta Google this man.
Man, I was like, Patrick Swayze, why would you do all that to yourself? So he was in a couple of episodes back. We talked about him in the oh my god, in there's a whole thing on Netflix about girls. I know I talked about him. The one that had the Bronco, the whole story about the Bronco. What's his name again?
Okay, Simpson?
OJ Simpson. So the OJ Simpson trial was on Netflix, and Patrick Swayze played his lawyer of OJ Simpson in the show. It was a really good show. I liked it a lot. And I was like, is that who I think it is? Like his face just looked very like Botox-y. And I was like, maybe I'm wrong. But I was like, that means that there's obviously some pressure on men to do that too. If he's
Is
doing
this
stuff
recent, Jennifer?
Because
yeah.
Okay, I don't think it's
like,
Patrick Swayze then.
yeah, I was
okay.
gonna say.
Who is it? Who
I
is
was
it?
gonna
My
say
bad.
my man that came back from the dead.
No. Oh my god. Oh my god. No, it's not.
It's the guy from Friends. I forgot his name.
No, not Friends. No, it is Demi
It is the
Moore
guy
and
from Friends.
Patrick Swayze did the Ghost movie, right?
No, they did Ghost.
Ghost, right?
Yeah. But the
Yeah.
OJ Simpson one on Netflix was not Patrick Swayze. It was somebody else.
Girl, I'm so John Travolta. Wrong guy.
No,
guy.
it wasn't. Oh, it was
John
John Travolta. Oh my
John
gosh,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, John Travolta. Yeah. Saturday Night Live, Saturday Fever. Grease.
Yes. Okay. So John.
There we go. Wrong
I'm
guy.
like, where's my man? Where is he?
I apologize.
I love Patrick Swayze, girl. My heart's racing in my chest.
Maybe because I was thinking of the movie Ghost. That's why I like completely like.
Yeah.
But Mary said they call older men the gray-haired fox.
Or I've heard silver fox. But then what do they call older women?
A hag? No.
Brujas? I don't know. Cougar.
I don't know. Oh Lord! I also added, let's take the power back, ladies. Men get to have wrinkles and gray hair, and so can we. Let fine wine. We get better with time. I agree.
Amen.
Have you guys ever seen those shirts like I'm poor, so this is my body work. Like I have to work out. This is like my body work. It's something like that. Like it's like a meme where like girls wear it in the gyms. Like I'm broke, so this is how I get lipo or something by working out.
Oh yeah. Or I like to eat. This is why I run, or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, those funny ones, basically saying like we can't afford plastic surgery. We gotta work out in the gym to get to get what we want. Not that I do it. I'm just saying people say that. So let's go into our next topic, ladies. We wanted to talk about, are you visible? And Sarah, we love these topics because our co-hosts bring these topics. So Sarah, share with us why you wanted to talk about this.
Yeah. So we're all working at a home environment, right? We're not in the office anymore. We're not in front of people. We're not giving meetings in front of conference rooms. And lately, I've just been finding myself working extra hard to be visible and available, and people know who I am from my home. And it's something that everybody, I feel like it's a challenge, right? People don't feel comfortable putting themselves out there. The thought of promoting themselves, they probably feel like intimidated, or speaking up in meetings, raising their hand to volunteer in a new project. And I wanted to talk about it because the last 2 years I've been at a job where unfortunately I didn't have the right visibility, and there was a lot of ambiguity because I just didn't. I don't want to say I didn't know what I was doing in my job. There was a lot of reorganization and restructure in the company that hired me, so I really had to put myself out there and really had to make myself known and schedule meetings with all of these people just to connect, just to say, hi, I'm Sarah, I exist, I know how to do A, B, and C. What can I help with? Because with this whole restructure at my company, some people were laid off, some people changed roles, some roles completely were eliminated, and I was one of those affected. So I just, I think it's something good to talk about and promote and push, especially women, where we feel like we can't own up to our own potential. Men are much more comfortable with that. So, talking about how to be visible in your job, and the different ways to do so. Like I said, speaking up in meetings. There was this one lady who taught a course at the Mujeres de Hace, where I was part of a few years ago, and she said, try to always push yourself to say something in a meeting within the first 10 minutes, and people will remember you for that. And now and this was 2016. Now, every single time I start a meeting with a team or a coworker, I have to make sure I push myself to say something, even if it's something silly or a question or a comment or feedback. That really gets the conversation going. And then I feel more confident in just being myself and providing feedback or just collaborating on it, right? So visibility is so crucial, because at the end of the day, it's not how hard you work at your job, it's also who you know to continue to grow in that position, especially if you're in corporate, right? It's who refers you to that job, because they know, oh, Sarah or Yessenia, they do great. They have these skills, and they'd rather tap on you than hire from the externally. And because of my visibility and my push to get myself out of my comfort zone lately, thanks God, but I got a promotion. I start next Monday. And it's like, if I wouldn't have done that, I would have been in La La Land and floating around for the next 4 months until this company figured out what the heck to do with me. So it's like, it's really a matter of putting yourself on your own platform and letting people know who you are, what you can contribute, and just the kind of value you bring, right, to any environment. So I just wanted to talk about that.
Sorry, I had to shush some kids, but I'm glad that you brought this topic up, Sarah, because I think as women, as entrepreneurs, in corporate America, men are the first ones to speak up, promote themselves. I think this is probably one of the reasons why I do these things with women, and I do the talk shows, and I do, like, men have their own stuff. Like, you don't need to come into the circle. Like, no, not hating on men or nothing like that. But like, I rather highlight women. I rather promote women. I rather showcase women. I rather revolve around, because at the end of the day, like, media is dominated by men. Businesses, 4 out of 10 businesses are women. So why not highlight women? So, and in your case, how I think that's a great tip for a lot of the women to share. Like, speak up the first 10 minutes of a meeting so you can stand out. I don't know. What are your thoughts, Yessenia?
No, I do agree with Sarah, and it's funny because I already kind of take that approach because I'm already a talkative person, but I do have the tendency of shutting down a little bit when I'm, especially in a platform like this. I'm a little bit nervous, but I just kind of push through it. Like you said, even if it's silly, even if it's short, just to get it out, you break the ice. Now you got everybody else talking. Now you're having just a conversation. So I do agree with that. As far as visibility, I definitely agree with that, especially with the circumstance that we're in right now. Building those relationships, networking, whether it's your business or working for corporate America, and then being visible, and they know who you are. And yes, a lot of the times, unfortunately, is who you know, and so forth. So it's a combination of all that. So we definitely need to keep that fresh. I like platforms like this because it's actually teaching us to do that. So it improves when it comes to our businesses as well. So when I'm talking to clients or when I'm having my meetings with my business, it does help me also be a little bit more, I am an extrovert, but when it comes to stuff like this, I get a little, I shy away a little bit. So it's good to have this because it's like practice as well. So I definitely agree with that consistency, and then thinking outside the box as well. Bring your ideas up front. Even if you don't think they'll open to it or not, at least it's out there, at least it gets them thinking. So I definitely agree with that, making yourself visible and not kind of being behind the scenes, get out there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I also think asking for feedback from people you admire or who mentor you is so critical to that process of you getting that visibility. For example, I think it's a good idea to talk to your boss periodically about your work, right? Even if your boss
Correct.
doesn't proactively set one-on-ones with you. Like I've had bosses in the past where I can write them an email, schedule some time, and they'll never respond. So I really have to put myself in their face and be like, hey, I want to discuss my performance, suggestions on how I can add more value to the team, find other opportunities, to raise my profile, volunteering for projects, with that will allow me to cross collaborate with people in other departments, and then they get to know who I am. So it really is, it all comes down to what Jen always says, you get what you put into it. I don't know if I said that right, but it applies to every aspect of life, how you work out, how you work, and in the workplace, your marriage, your relationship with your kids. It's all about how much you want to invest that you'll receive back. So really, but also you have to really believe in your potential. And sometimes as women, we tend to quiver and we tend to settle with what we have because we're too scared. And sometimes being scared is a good thing, right? Because then that means that you don't want your dreams that bad enough. And then once you break through, it's like, oh my gosh, why didn't I do this sooner? So I'm having a lot of those growth moments at the moment. And I just wanted to share to see if anybody else has been feeling that way or can relate to that or has any other advice on how to be more visible.
Nice. I see Asia, she commented, I'm going to share. I speak up all the time, whether it's in a boardroom, governor's conference, city hall, networking events. I need to work on stemming back and allowing others to find their voice, share the mic, which is good. And that's good. You asked a really good question, Sarah. So for those that are watching, any other tips or suggestions that you want to share? I think for me, one of the biggest things that I embraced, and I see everyone's equal, and when I worked in the nonprofit world, I always said, at the end of the day, that person's going to bleed like I'm going to bleed, and they're going to die just like I'm going to die. So I'm not going to be intimidated by that individual, and I'm going to joke around and laugh like they're my buddy, like, or if they're someone I know with. And that's just kind of the way that I've always approached people, especially and when I started working in my mid 20s, and it was intimidating because it was like, oh, you're around these executive directors and CEOs, and they throw you in there with all these sharks, because I came from that, not like a Mujeres de what's that organization you just said, Sarah? Yeah, Mujeres de Arte. I worked at a similar organization called NLEI that was for the Latino community. So we were always around big stakeholders like ComEd or People's Gas, or around some type of political entity. Oh my God, the politics were so annoying. So, but it allowed me to get that experience of, they just threw me in there, like, figure it out, get me some connections, like, get some money for our organization. Okay, let me see how I do this. I had no option. It was kind of like a do or die. You get fired if you don't bring anything to the table. So this is a good conversation. I think as the ladies are listening, keep adding in, keep sharing your thoughts. We're gonna go into our next topic, parenting. Parenting was a great topic, and I know we all have kids. We're all moms here. So Sarah, can you share why you wanted to discuss parenting?
Yeah, so last month, my family and I got COVID, and we spent 3 weeks in quarantine. My husband and I and my baby, and it really gave me a lot of time to think and have a few self-realizations. And one of them was, I need to be more present as a parent. And yes, I'm here on a daily basis with my little boy, but oftentimes I'm sucked into the computer. I'm working extra hours. I'm on social media. I'm cleaning or doing something else that's distracting me from actually enjoying him as he grows, because our kids grow so fast and there's so many milestones that we can miss along the way. now that I'm a parent, I'm finally understanding, when my mom would always tell me, your kids are going to grow up so fast. You have to enjoy it, embrace the mess. Who cares if your house is upside down? Order in if you don't feel like cooking. But if I do all of that, I feel so guilty. But let's be real. We get tired. It gets expensive. It's not realistic to keep picking up after things and cleaning after the baby's touched something. It's just, no, you just have to take control of your time and invest it where it matters. So I'm trying to be more mindful instead of feeling disconnected and wrapped with guilt at the end of the day. I want to focus on filling my vessel, right? And so I can really invest in seeing my little boy and my husband, right? Also spending quality time with my husband. There's not one day where we're sitting on the couch together but we're always sucked into our phones. It's like we should be using that time to really connect and talk.
Mm-hmm.
So, I think of the different ways that we could be more present as a parent, right? Maybe it's waking up before they do and getting your routine started and working out to get your endorphins revved up, because endorphins put you in such a good mood.
Yes.
You get home, you're in great spirits, you're energized, you're invincible, you can take on the day. Maybe it's during their nap time, right? That you can do some meditation, some quick reading, take a long shower to freshen up. Maybe it's putting the kids to bed early, establishing that routine. And that's also like a bonding moment, teaching them how to brush their teeth, how to take a bath, reading a book, and then just like limiting your phone time. The iPhone has a great do not disturb feature that I've started using. After 9 p.m. I just don't hear anything. I don't receive anything, and I'm starting to wind down. So it's just finding little ways to disconnect from our everyday interactions and focusing on what matters most, which is family. And then I often feel a struggle between being a working professional from home and also being a mother, because I feel like there's still people out there who are so close-minded and they're not forgiving of you being a mother and wearing so many hats. So it's like it's an everyday struggle of, do I spend more time with my child, or do I answer this extra email and spend 50 more minutes on completing this project? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's a struggle, and I'm wondering how you guys deal with it to be more present as a parent in today's virtual world.
That's good. You want to take a stab?
Yes. So I'm glad you brought that up, because I am actually within the last 2 weeks started being intentional when it comes to spending time with my kids. And that means putting it in my schedule, from this time to this time, is whether it's cooking something, whether it's watching a movie, whether it's playing a game. Maybe a game better than watching a movie, obviously, because you can do that anytime. But definitely being intentional with that. So I think at the end of the day, we're always going to be busy. And if we're not intentional with everything that we want to get done, it's just not going to happen. Something's always going to come up. So regardless of what it is, it's from this time to this time. It's time with my kids, whether the phone's ringing, whether someone's trying to text you, maybe do the do not disturb during that time frame too. Mm-hmm. So there's no distractions, whether it's business or not. That's why there's a missed call log, and that's why the text messages sit there and wait until you get to them, right? And I think we're so, especially me, I'm always on top of things. So I get a text message, boom, I want to address it right away. Mm-hmm. I have to learn, just because I get at that moment doesn't mean I have to address it at that moment. We have a life.
Exactly.
So I definitely agree with that. And then just being creative, like get them involved in the stuff that you're doing. If you're working out, I think you work out at the gym, but like me at home, if I'm working out and the girls are up, especially during my second workout, they're little dumbbells doing their little workout. If I'm running, they're running too, so, doing things like that where they're also involved in those things, in addition to the intentional time that you're putting aside for them as well. So I definitely agree. They need to see that. They don't need to see, oh, mom's always on her phone. My oldest twin has mentioned that. She's like, mommy, lunchtime, she brings the food, my mac and cheese. She brings the mac and cheese, the milk, the butter. She brings it all on the counter. Mm-hmm. And I'm doing something. She'll come back, mommy, you haven't made lunch, because I'm busy addressing a text or something like that.
Yeah.
So that's not good, which is why I'm trying to schedule it the way I'm doing right now, because they do need our time. And yes, they are growing fast. Yes, they are getting older. And yes, they are noticing. And when you got your child telling you, Mom, you're always on your phone, and she's only 5, yeah.
she's vocal. She can speak up.
Oh yeah, she's definitely my vocal one. You're always on your phone. I'm hungry.
Oh, that's so cute.
No, I do not starve my children, by the way, but
No, for sure. We know how kids are. They always want to eat or something. So, why you want to eat? No, I'm just joking. But I think this is a good conversation, and one of the biggest things that I've embraced is quality versus quantity, right? Because sometimes you're like, gosh, I could have made sure I hung out with my kids today. Like, so here's a great example. Yesterday, I had to study. Sunday nights, I was like, okay, I'm going to study. I have to do my work. I have to turn in my homework or whatever. And the girls were there next to me. They're like, can we play Roblox with you, Mom? Roblox is the thing. I don't know if you're there yet, Sarah, but you'll hear about Roblox when it gets a little older.
My 13-year-old.
Yeah. So can we play Roblox? There's this one called Banana Eats or something like that. I'm like, fine. So I'm watching because I've been watching them. They're playing and then they're like, yelling. And I'm like, what are you guys doing?
Yes.
You know what game I'm talking about, Yessenia?
Yes, all the time. Where are you going?
Yeah.
What are you doing? Imelda, what are you doing? I'm like, what's going on? No, we're playing a game on Roblox. I was like, girl,
Yep.
I was like,
Yep.
that's stressing me out.
Yeah, that's stressing. Yeah, you're like, stop yelling. So, so I said, fine, let me play with you. I said one game. Girl, I was on that for an hour with them playing this banana run game, and my the 6-year-old and the 13-year-old were loving it. They're like, yeah, playing with me. So I said, you know what? It's okay. Like, I didn't feel guilty. I spent an hour to play with them. They'll remember that moment because mommy actually played. And I just move on. Then it was back to normal on a Sunday, trying to get everything done. Same thing with the little one. I have the 1-year-old, and with her, I just figured during the week 9 to 12 is her time. It is like, I just can't fight this. At the end of the day, she's a toddler. She wants mommy. Like, I might take some phone calls, but for most of the part, I try to schedule everything after lunch because that's her nap time, and that's when Ines is available to help my oldest. But I said, this is all your time, little girl. What you want to do? Want to watch TV? Want to run around? Okay, you want me to chase after you? Let's do that. That's fine. So I think just not feeling guilty that we can't give them our entire day, but at least if you have those good moments in between, like you said, reading the book, being intentional, like I went to the ice castles last week. I did that. It was my birthday, but it really was for them. It wasn't for me. It's not who I don't want. I do want to see ice castles, but you know what I mean, right? Like, I wanted to do something with my kids for my birthday, so that's why I did that.
I think we also need to give ourselves grace because we are doing everything as mothers and working professionals at home. And it's impossible to juggle everything. So like you said, quality over quantity, even if you can only dedicate 30 minutes of your time between meetings or workouts or whatever you're doing, and being present completely when those 30 minutes will make such a huge difference than you being, excuse my French, but half-assing that moment, right? Because you may be playing, but then you're on your phone, and it's just really immersing yourself in that moment. And also what I've had to really work with is disregard other people's expectations of you as a mother and what they think you should be doing during that time. And I'm not going to name people because they're probably on this, listening to me, but they don't know what a mother struggles with, or just you as a person, until they're in your shoes. And sometimes hearing that feedback, or you should be doing this, or you should be doing that, and do this differently, do that, it's like you have to just let go of that feedback. And I've always struggled with it because I would take everything so seriously and so much to heart. And it's like, you as a mother, you know what you're doing. Ignore everybody else's feedback. Ignore what people think or should expect of you. At the end of the day, if your kid sees his mommy happy and you see your kid happy and you made him laugh or smile, and you caught him doing something new and you were able to do something together, it's a gift. It's not going to happen again, and tomorrow's a new day, and maybe do something a little better. It's just letting go of the expectations that others have on you.
That's
Yeah,
good.
I think that some people, I think just the delivery is just not good. I think if
Mhm.
you're providing suggestions, then hey, this is, I suggest this, or this is what's worked for my kid, or for us. And then you can take that to consideration and see if maybe that'll work for you. There's no guidebook in parenting. We create our
Mhm.
own as we go along. What works for me may not work for you, and vice versa.
Exactly.
And it may, which is good. That's why we provide the support and we provide the suggestions, but we don't judge somebody just because you're approaching it differently than the next parent. And I think that's a problem. And I think another thing that I wanted to add is I think setting those boundaries and expectations with either your clients, other family members, as far as, hey, from this time to this time is family time. So if you can text me, call me, leave a message. Well, if I don't address it right away, like I typically do outside of that window, it's because it's my family time. So not that you got to tell them your business, but letting them know from this time to this time, or don't text me before this time frame. You could, but I'm not going to respond to you right away. If it's an emergency, maybe there's another alternative. I don't know. But I think setting those expectations with them. So now you're not put in a position, even though at the end is your decision though, to address it or not. But you're not put in a position where you got all these people like, hey, I'm texting you, I'm calling you, what's going on? Like, I don't think that's the case, but just setting those expectations and boundaries with those people
That's
will
good.
alleviate a lot as well.
That's good. That's good. I love that. Even like when I was gone for my birthday, when I celebrated my birthday, I literally didn't respond to anything. Like text messages were coming in, uh, posts were happening on Facebook. Like I think I haven't gotten to every single post yet, right? Like I'm trying my best to like catch up to everything, and I made up my big general post, but I said I'm with my kids right now. I'm with my family. This is my day. Like I'm not answering. And it's not because I'm trying to be disrespectful, but I wanted to have that quality time. So I love this topic, Sarah. I think this is a great topic to discuss, and I love the points that both of you shared. So on to our next topic. That this is gonna be a good one that I'm sure everybody's like, where are you at in your goals, in your New Year resolution goals? That I personally hate that word, but I don't hate. That's hate such a strong word. I dislike.
Dislike, yes.
I dislike. Um, go for it, Sarah.
Yeah, so again, this all has to do with my health and wellness, right? Of in January, how I got sick. And again, resolutions was something that I was thinking. I'm like, I was so excited to start the year on a good note, to start first thing early in the morning at the gym. Not like I wasn't doing that already. I was already being consistent with my routine. But there's just something so gratifying about starting a new year or a new week with a new goal in mind. And I did nothing of that. I was sick, I was busy. And I spent most of the month really just reflecting back on the year, reflecting how, I'd like to start making some lifestyle changes. And I'm not just talking about working out and eating better, but just, my mental health as well. Finding that time where I can reset my battery, clear my thoughts, maybe dump everything in a journal, connecting with an old friend, maybe spending more time with my mom, for example. So I did a lot of reflection. And then I thought, well, January shouldn't really be the month for resolutions. Because if we really think about it, our holiday festivities start all the way back to like November, even Halloween, October. We're so busy going from season to holiday. You go to the stores, they're constantly changing all the items on the shelves. First it's Halloween, and then it's Thanksgiving, and then they're already putting things up for Christmas and Valentine's Day. And it's like you're constantly rushed to move through the emotions of that whole holiday season, that when January gets here, it's like, for some, you may start your resolutions well, right? You have the energy, you're going on this path, and you're feeling good, but then you start to decline. Gyms start to get emptier. You start to pick up old eating habits again. You forget what you started at the beginning of the month. And I thought January should be a month of reflection, of planning, of getting that toolkit together to then start February as a reset, rebalanced person. That's just my thought and my experience from this year. I feel more equipped now that today's February 1st, and I feel so much more better. Thank God my health is back, and I'm doing things more mindfully, and I'm more aware of it now. So that's what I've experienced, right? What I was thinking about, resolutions for some may not work out because we haven't given ourselves that time to really wind down from the Christmas, Thanksgiving, holidays, New Year's, eating, having, people over if you still get together in smaller groups. Even bouncing back financially, right? We've just spent so much money on Christmas shopping, buying things for the kids. Maybe you splurged on something for yourself. All of that we don't take into account that could potentially affect the progress of our resolutions. What do you guys think?
Well, first and foremost, the whole New Year's resolution is just overrated for me, in all honesty. So I already started working towards my finances and working out and all that a couple months even before the new year. Yes, I set some goals. Yes, we did a vision board and so forth. So that kind of just maximized on what I already wanted to do. It was just putting it on, on paper and making myself accountable for it. But it's just so overrated. It's true. Everybody has this, January we start over. January we start eating better. No, you start eating right now. With the program that I coach people on, it's like, can we wait till after the holidays? Because it's that. It's like, why you feel like you're missing out on something? All you're doing is adding more pounds that you have to lose in the new year. Let's start now. You can still eat your favorite foods, but just in moderation. Put a little bit of everything in one plate, But people don't think like that. They feel like they have to eat for, for fulfillment, obviously. So that's I don't want to get into that topic right now in reference to that. But and I think the reason why people they don't stick to their goals mid-January, even after that, is because they don't see results right away, whatever it is they're looking to accomplish. If they don't see it right away, or something, there's a distraction or a wrench, well, I don't know what that analogy is, gets thrown in there, they want to throw in the towel right away and just give up. And that's it. Okay. Or perfect example, what happened shortly after the new year? The inauguration stuff. Everybody's like, there goes the year. Why? It's your mentality. We can't control what's going on out there, but we can control the way we react and approach it. And if you've already had this negative mindset, you got another 11 months to go with this mindset. Like, you kidding me? You want to wait till 2022? No, get past that. Find out what you're going to do different. Find out what you're going to do better despite what's going on. Another thing too is that just no patience. Again, I'm one like that too, but you have to have patience, and that's why I like the vision board, because you kind of break everything down, for weeks and months and, and so forth. So regardless if there's any distractions or any setbacks, what you're striving for. So you keep pushing forward through it, not giving up. So I think that's the reason why some people, they don't, after January, they're just like, forget it. And it's their mindset.
Yeah. I think Mary said that they set high expectations. They want the instant gratification and don't realize the work it takes. Yeah. Agree. I see that there's a lot of comments here. And Mary agreed with you that portion control is key. And then Mary also said, we say in our business that the new year starts after the Super Bowl. So there's a bunch of different holidays. I guess for me, one of my biggest things was knock it out before January. To me, it was, get those goals set early December, because if for me, I don't call them New Year's resolutions. It's like, here are my tangible goals that I need to reach. How am I going to reach them? And then plan from there moving forward. So I really enjoy the idea. Like, I can see that people will lose interest if they have these high expectations. Like, oh, January 1st, I'm gonna start running and working out and eating right. And no, you're right. You got to do that throughout. Like, it's not
Exactly.
just a one time thing. And there's gonna be
Yes.
times that we're gonna fall off the wagon. There's gonna be times that we're not gonna do it right. It is what it is. Just jump back on the next day. Try it.
Yeah.
It's a new day every day. Um, so I really like the whole topic. I don't like calling them resolutions because I feel like resolutions are set for failure, to be honest
Mhm.
with you.
Yeah.
Just calling them that itself. It's like, oh, you got a resolution? Good luck with that. It'll take you 2 weeks. Like, we'll see how it goes in 2 weeks. That's kind of how I always see it. But I can totally, I agree. I understand. It makes sense why January, a lot of people is kind of like, let's, recuperate after all this partying
Mhm.
and recuperate after all this eating or whatever people did during the holidays, right? Or maybe they were out of town, or even those 2 weeks, everyone's lazy. Like, no one wants to do nothing.
Mhm. And work is slow. It's just an awkward time of year.
Yeah.
What I've started to do since I turned 30 is I make that my new year. And I try to see my resolutions as a way to improve and enjoy my life with age. So what I've gotten in the habit of doing is every birthday, around my birthdays, I schedule a gynae appointment, I schedule a physical, I schedule my dentist appointment, vision, as a way of preventative measures as well, to make sure as I get older that I have the right prescription, I'm taking the right supplements, I'm at a healthy weight. I like to see it that way. That's something that I
Nice.
look forward to, because I don't know, where you're 31 once, make the best of it and know what your body needs mentally, mind, body, spirit. So maybe that's another spin on it too. Make your birthday your new year. Technically, it's unique to you. So working in on it that way can also inspire a little bit more motivation as well.
Yeah, I like that. I like that idea. I think that's a great idea. I'm pretty sure a lot of women will embrace the whole birthday as a new time, new reflection. Um, that's great points. Thank you, ladies, for sharing. So, any final thoughts as we wrap up the show that you want to share? Anything that you want to promote? Go for it.
I'll let you go ahead, Yessenia.
Oh. Oh, I can promote.
No pressure.
No, I know, right? No pressure. I was piggybacking off what you were saying. Now you put me in the spot. Just joking. No, nothing. I really enjoyed this. First and foremost, just want to say that. And as far as promoting anything, obviously everybody already knows by now. Well, most of you, that I am a certified health coach. So I do help people improve their eating habits, because that's kind of like where it starts. You can do all the working out, but if you don't got your eating right, you're wasting your time and money if you're investing in the meals and also in working out. So that has to be kind of in tune. And it's what I do is more of a starting process. So it's not a program where you're on it forever. It's more of, I've tried everything. I need the support. I need the accountability. I need the encouragement. So as a coach, that's my part. That's the part that I play. And so forth. So if we have people out there that are doing what they're supposed to be doing with their health, and they're excelling, that's awesome. I'm not trying to take you away from whatever you're doing already that's working for you. I'm here for those who it's not working for them. They don't have the time to prep. They don't have the time to go to the gym, and things like that. So it's like, okay, well, let's get your eating right. Get you on a schedule every, couple hours, 6 meals a day, and get you rolling through that process, and then change your mindset in the process. I think that's very important. I think Mary actually mentioned that not too long ago. You can lose all the weight you want. At the end of the day, if you didn't change your mind on how you think of food, you're gonna go back to the old way. So my job is to help with that mindset as well, and make sure that like little baby, now you can branch out in the world. Now you can do it without me, type of thing. So obviously, I do a health assessment with everybody just to see where they're at with their health goals, and then determine what is the right program for them.
Nice. I love the baby bird analogy. Like, you're free. Like, I can't go
Go
fly.
ahead. You still need me, I'm here. You still need me, I'm here. I'm still your coach. I check in with all my clients. even if they're not on plan anymore. How's everything going? How much weight have you lost since then? How are you feeling energy wise? So that I'm that kind of coach.
Nice, nice. We love those that are hold you accountable. So
Yeah.
thank you for sharing.
You're welcome.
Sarah?
Yeah, so I just want to say I thank you so much for having me as a co-host. I really enjoyed being part of this discussion, and I'm excited, and I look forward to the rest of the month. I just want to say it's never too early or too late to start something that excites you, fulfills you, intimidates you, right? Solo tenemos una. Life, we only have one of them. So make it count, make the best of it. Take care of yourself, mind, body, and spirit, like I said. Um, Give yourself grace, as a
Yes.
woman, as a mother, as a working professional, and work on having a mindset of gratitude. And I know that ever since I started with Wise, having that mindset of gratitude, counting your blessings every day. Sometimes I struggle with that still because I get frustrated on a lot that happens at home. But it's definitely a game changer, the way you see things and the perspective you have on life. So I don't know, just thank God that you guys are alive and you're healthy and you're well and you have a roof over your head, and we'll see you guys next week.
Yes, thank you, Sarah, for being our co-host and bringing these topics, and Yessenia for joining us today. I think that's one of my biggest things is, we just had the conference, and just quickly to wrap it up, and I thought, I'm good with being behind the scenes. I'm good. Like, and it's not that I can talk and I could present and I can do workshops, and I've done that, been there, right? But for me, what I really enjoy is when I can sit back and allow other women to step up to the plate, present themselves, showcase themselves. That to me is what gives me, um, you know, joy. So thank you so much, ladies, for being on the show and sharing why you guys are so awesome and bringing these amazing topics to the community, because we need these type of topics and we need to talk about it more often, because if we don't talk about it, no one will talk about it, right? So thank you so much again, everyone that watched today. You guys already know, you guys can find us. You can check out our website, womenselfdevelopment.org. Make sure to follow us at Women's Self Development. And of course, we have a free community, Wise Women Support Group. So you guys can go there, jump in there, and engage with us all the time. So thank you so much, ladies. God bless you. And you guys have a great day.
Bye, ladies. Thank